If you have questions, concerns, and are just lost when it comes to planning for retirement, meet Steve Hoyle and Derek Caldwell of the Hoyle Financial Group. You know, it seems like the road to retirement is paved by certain milestone ages. It really begins at age 50, when you can make catch-up contributions to your retirement accounts. I know there's several more here, and some of these numbers have changed over the years as well. Steve, can you go through this list about these key ages and explain why they're important?
Yeah, exactly. I think 59 and a half is a very pivotal moment for most people, which means that they can take their retirement money without that 10% penalty. You know, that 10% penalty is a surcharge for taking retirement monies early, before 59 and a half. Now, there's an exception to that if you have the money in the plan and you're 55. And you know, Jess, I've helped people retire at 55. We call it a 72T, which is a plan you can put together for people that want to retire early. It's a very systematic plan, but it's able to do it. But for most people, 59 and a half is so important because, like I tell people, most plans allow you to take control of your money and get it working harder for you. It's so important. And then, you know, when you think about age 60 to 63, think about those catch-up contributions. You know, right now in 2025, you can, for a 401k, the catch-up amount is $11,250. And for simple IRAs, it's $5,250. So being able to save more, being able to contribute more means you're going to be a little bit better in retirement. You're going to be stronger, a little bit more bulletproof. I think that's so important. The big one that's interesting to me, though, Jess, is age 62. People call me all the time or come to see me and say, you know, I'm 62, so I'm going to turn my Social Security on. I'm going to go, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, when you think about Social Security rolls up at 8% each and every year, all the way to age 70. You can have so much more money by waiting at least a full retirement age. You know, full retirement age is between ages 66 and 67. And what that means is just you can take Social Security, and it does not matter how much W-2 wages you get. They're not going to claw you back. What happens is people turn on their Social Security at 62. You know, they get online and fill it out, or they call the Social Security Administration. And then the next year when they file their taxes and they realize that the government is going to claw back 2/3 of that money from them, they're like, why did I do that? And then there's not going to be any more roll up. So, you know, knowledge is power, and it's really important to know what you want to do in retirement. Have a plan, work that plan. You know, we've been doing that at Hoyle Financial for the past 36 years, and we really want to do that for you. I think the other thing is age 70. That's the golden time to take Social Security. It's not going to roll up any higher past that, so take it then. But I also think you need to talk to a professional like myself. You know, I see people that were married and divorced, but they were married over 10 years. They may want to take their spouses and let their Social Security roll up. There's so many little gotchas by working with a financial professional to really take Social Security at the right time. You can leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table not taking it at the right time. But a couple more things that we'll talk about. At age 65, you're eligible for Medicare. You know, a lot of people will continue to stay on their company plan until they retire. You don't have to take it like you used to at age 65. It's kind of one half dozen the other, whether you should or not. Some people say, well, if I take the prescription drug coverage, it'll be cheaper now than later. I can't really answer that. We can't look into the future. But I'm going to tell you, if you have a strong employer plan, you need to stay with it. I really believe that. It's crazy, Jess. You know, I had rotator cuff surgery earlier this year, and my doctor doesn't take Medicare. And I'm
a lot of them don't, yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. The top doctors. So as long as you can stay on your plan, I think that you should if you can afford it. People think, though, oh my gosh, I'm starting to take my retirement money. And then they get 73 years old and they go, whoops, if I haven't taken any, the government's going to make me start taking that money because you know what, Jess? They need the tax money. And what happens to people is they let all of those retirement monies roll up. They do not have an efficient tax strategy, and all of a sudden that required minimum distribution throws them in the top tax bracket. They're paying 38, 40% taxes on their money. So having that plan and really projecting what those retirement monies are if you don't need them. Think about maybe funding something for your grandkids or funding something in your life that's important, but really knowing those numbers, Jess, because they never lie. And I just think all these milestones are so important, but what we do when we sit down with somebody and get to know them, we talk about all these different dates and how they can impact you, whether you want to take advantage of this or that. Retirement, a really strong retirement plan, Jess, is about one thing. It's about options. If you have a strong retirement plan that's written, that's thought out, you don't have to worry what's happening on Wall Street, Pennsylvania Avenue, which is a serious thing right now. We worry about what's happened on your street. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of plans that are not going to be funded any longer in this country. But we're on opposite sides of the fence. I think we're in unknown territory right now. But if you have a plan and you have a well thought out plan, you're golden for retirement. For the first 5 callers today, we're going to put a comprehensive retirement plan together for you. And it's complimentary to you. But most of all, we're going to create that roadmap for your retirement. Call us today. We can make a huge difference in your future.
So at what age do people want to retire? Believe it or not, there was a recent study by Natixis, I guess is how you say it. They found that the average age is 62. But it goes by group. It's broken down like this. It says millennials, by the way, that's age 25 to 40. They say they want to retire at 59. Generation X, that's age 41 to 56, they say 60. And then you got the baby boomers out there, 57 to 75, that say 68 sounds like a pretty good age here. So why do you think that the group that's in reality closest to retirement, they believe that they have to wait? We're talking about the baby boomers here.
I really think they're more realistic about the numbers. I think they're starting to do the back test. People my age are starting to go, wait, we need a few more years to save money. The younger ones are, I'm going to go buy a new BMW and a new house this year. We'll figure it out down the road. I mean, I just think that it's really important. I think it's interesting. And, but I'm going to tell you that I think younger people, too, are either really good with money or kind of horrible with money. There's not an in-between. I think people are planners, and I also think it's interesting. If you have kids later in life, are you more prepared for college for your kids and for retirement? I was last night on my phone doing some research about that because the psychology of when people start thinking about what I need to do about retirement. I had a lady come in and see us, and she had all these buckets of money, and she said, why don't have them all in one? Well, some of them are Roth, which are tax-free if you've waited the 5 years and do it correctly. Some are IRA, some are after tax, some are inheritance. We're going to use that money like a symphony. We're going to use the right money at the right time. And it was really interesting. She said, well, I'm going to take my Social Security at 62 in 4 months. And I said, oh, really? Well, let me show you something. If you let that roll up all the way to age 70 and you use that bucket of money that you inherited where you've paid the taxes on the majority of it and you took that as income to age 70, look how much money you would have. And then I started showing her inflation numbers, how to inflation-proof her retirement. And what I said was a lot of people take that Social Security at full retirement age between 66 and 67. But with inflation we've had, 70 kind of can become the magic number for some people. She got so excited, Jess, she left. When she came back the next week, I'm telling you what, I don't think she ever slept. She had all these spreadsheets, and it was so fun to say, she got it. She got it. She understood inflation. She understood taxes. She understood the impact of estate planning, leaving money to her kids that had the taxes paid on it. She got it. Started doing this when I was 25. Getting together with people that are still our clients today, and they got it, and they're doing amazing things with their money for themselves, their kids, their church, their foundations, maybe the college they went to. It's so fun, Jess, watching people, what they can do with the money. So I just want to challenge you today. Figure out what your thing is in retirement, and let's work backwards.
Yeah, I think that's all part of the equation there is working backwards. Doesn't matter if you want to retire at 59, 60, 68, you name it. Everybody's situation is different. Can you, will you, should you? These are all questions that you're going to go down the line and answer with Steve one-on-one. I love that example you gave about that woman that came in with the spreadsheets because not only does it show involvement, which I love, right? I want people to be involved in their financial future and just, I mean, my gosh, it's your life savings. You should be involved. But it also shows what a proactive opportunity it is, and it's a joint situation where you're working with Steve and making these decisions.
I want to challenge the listeners out there. Call us at Hoyle Financial. Let's partner. Let's figure out that retirement. Let's figure out that equation. Let's figure out what you know and what you don't know, because what you don't know, you don't know. But what I want to tell you is together, we're better together, and we can figure out retirement for you.
This is an interesting story here. A diehard fan of ZZ Top in Ohio is still cashing in on free concert tickets for life. Get this, it was back in 1984 when this guy, his name is Mike Flint, he's from Columbus, Ohio. He bought a lifetime membership to the ZZ Top fan club for just $100. And one of the perks was a pair of tickets to each of the band's tours with backstage passes. And this is something that apparently even 40 years later, he is still taking advantage of it. And first of all, can you imagine that you pay $100, 40 years ago?
Oh my gosh, what a smart move.
Still reaping the benefits. There's very few things that you can do that.
Can't you hear that ZZ Top music?
Yes.
He's hitting his head against the wall.
Oh, my gosh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Meanwhile, ZZ Top's like, oh, my God, man, we've met you a million times. But it got me thinking here about some kind of tool and strategy that's similar within retirement, and that is something we like to call an annuity, right?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I mean, Jess, I have people that, back in the day, people got an annuity from their job. It was called that pension plan, and today we've helped people pick some fantastic annuities, some for growth, but some of them for income, where that income they couldn't outlive and then something that their spouse couldn't outlive. And it's amazing how many people come to see me. And then, Jess, we set up others with catch-up buckets. So with this crazy inflation we're experiencing, like with eggs, you have the money to continue to raise that amount each year. It's a strategy. It's a plan. It's something that's well thought out, Jess. But I'm telling you, nobody wants an annuity. But what they come in and they say, Jess, here are the things I want to accomplish. We're going, wait a minute.
That's an annuity.
That's an annuity.
Exactly.
And, it's funny. I've been doing this since I was 25 and picking annuities for people. And I got people that came in and said, oh, my God, that annuity word, that A word has saved my life,
Wow.
It's crazy. But Jess, it's just part of the plan. Having a strong estate plan, having a tax plan, as we're talking about with annuity, that income strategy. For some people, it's a growth strategy with annuity. We've got annuities out there, Jess, that have let's just say a 9% cap in the S&P. So you can earn up to 9%. Some of them are up to 12%. But when the market falls, 0 is your hero. And you don't lose any money. So, it's different strokes for different folks. But, having all of those different buckets is so important in retirement. Because you know what it is at the end of the day? Have you ever heard that phrase that hard work pays off for people?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what it is. The earlier you get started, put that retirement plan together, dot those I's, cross those T's. I help people say, you know what, because of our plan, I'm going to drive my car 3 more years. Jess, most people don't go buy a new car today because it doesn't run well. It's because they're tired of looking at the color, or it's dirty in the inside, or they just want a new car because they're bored. So, you know what? I'm going to drive that car 3 more years, or I'm going to wear that suit 1 more time. Jess, it's about a strategy. Retirement planning is about a lifestyle, and that's what we're doing at Hoyle Financial. Whether it's the annuity, whether it's, managed money, we're a full service firm. We're going to put that plan together the way you want it. Then we're going to continue getting back together at least once a year and reviewing that plan. I love to call it, Jess, at the end of the day, the Texas 2-step. Take 2 steps forward. We're going to get back together. We're going to look at it, review it, step back, review it some more, and then take 2 more steps forward. And you know what, Jess? Retirement planning is like anything else in your life, like learning to ride a bike. Once you master it, it's easy to do. So here at Hoyle Financial, I'm Steve Hoyle. We've been doing this 36 years, and we can't wait to put a plan together for you.
If you'd like to sit down with Steve and Derek or a member of the Hoyle Financial Group, visit retiretexasstyle.com.
Investment advice offered through Hoyle Wealth Management, a Texas-registered investment advisor able to provide investment advice in states where it's registered, exempt, or excluded from registration. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Investments involve the risk of loss, including possible loss of principal. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here. Content provided is obtained from sources believed to be reliable but cannot be guaranteed as to its accuracy or completeness. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Steve Hoyle, Texas Insurance License 716036. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Steve Hoyle is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Steve Hoyle is licensed in your state, please call 806-371-9473.